Welcome everyone, my name is Daryl Jacobsen. I'm the owner of A2R Entertainment in Forsyth County, Georgia, and welcome to the game seminar. It's going to be a little different this year, it's virtual. I've been hosting this game seminar for DJ Times for 13 years now, since 2008. You might also recognize me as the host of the Entertainer of the Year competition and the Monday Night Kickoff Party, which I co-host with my friend Michael Olivris. These are unusual times. We're in an unprecedented time, and some of you may be wondering right now, why have a game seminar when everybody has to be socially distanced? Well, I'm here to tell you, this may be the most valuable game seminar I'm ever going to do, because this is the time you need activities at parties. So many of you are in states right now that don't even allow dancing, and let's face it, other than giving your announcements, people are sitting there listening to background music. A lot of you are even told not to play dance music because they don't want to encourage people to get up. It's kind of boring, and it's hard to distinguish yourself from other DJs that way. I'm going to give you something that can help you, because instead of people just sitting there, and even if you're not in a state that's holding you back, all games right now have to be social distanced. So I'm going to show you some games today that are socially distanced and acceptable, and things that you can use to help sell yourself to your clients. What's different? Well, usually, if you've been to my seminar in Atlantic City, you've seen me have a parade of game masters come out and help me and show games and demonstrate things to you. And it's really fun. We play the games all out, which brings me to the second thing. I can't play these games like I normally do because it's just me right now. You're just going to see me. Now, like I said, usually I have other game masters. I do have a couple surprises for you, a couple surprise guests, but in general, most of these games are going to be done by me. I'm going to try to play them a little interactively for you. So if I'm asking you to take something out, because some of these have minimal props, take them out and play along and see if you can go along with that. Some of these games have lists, and you might want the documents to help you with these games. At the end, I'll give you my email address, and you can send me an email if you'd like any help, any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So let's jump right into this right now. We're going to play a game called Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is a game that I created with my good buddy down here in Georgia. His name is Dan Blankowski. A lot of people here know him as DJ Dano. And we created this game with social distancing in mind, because we wanted to play something that people could do while they're sitting at their tables. So the only thing is, you're going to have your clients create a story. And the only parts of it that are pre-written is the beginning and the end. So the story will start with you saying once upon a time, and then you're going to go to the first guest at the first table, in a socially distanced way, of course, and have them give you the first word. Once upon a time, there, and go to the next person, was, next person, a, next person, girl, next person, who, next person, went. You kind of get the idea here, right? So you're going to go around the entire table. If they screw up a word, keep it. It only makes it funnier. You're going to go around the table, you're going to get all your words. Then you're going to go to the next table, and you're going to continue on. Hopefully you have an assistant with you who can write all this stuff down, but if you're fast enough, you can actually sit and write it yourself. You're going to go all around the tables, and you're going to basically complete your story. When you feel like you've gotten enough, sometimes if you've gone through all of the tables, maybe you've written enough of a story. Maybe there's not a lot of guests. Maybe you want to go through it twice. But when you think you've come up to something satisfactory, you end the story. And the end of the story is always, and they lived happily ever after, the end. So now, for everyone's entertainment, you read the story that they created. Once upon a time, read the story. Hopefully it's really funny. And they lived happily ever after, the end. Hopefully you get some laughs. It's great because nobody has to move anywhere. They all get to stay at their seats. This next game I'm going to show you, I saw at a seminar, I guess it was about 5 years ago, given by an amazing DJ named Robbie Britton out of Greenville, Tennessee. And he did a seminar where he did 50 games in 60 minutes, which meant he had to fly through them. And he only showed one game, and he showed this game I'm about to show you called Heads or Tails. Heads or Tails, all you need is a two-sided coin of some sort. A lot of people play with a quarter, dime, penny. I prefer using either a $50 or if you're lucky enough, an Eisenhower dollar. It's really big and people can see it. What you're going to do is you're going to start off, you're going to make sure that everybody knows that you do in fact have a two-sided coin, so you're not cheating. And then you're going to have everybody stand at their tables. You're going to ask them, when I flip this, is it going to be heads or tails? If it's heads, everybody who thinks it's heads puts their hands on their heads. Whoever thinks it's going to be tails puts their hand on their tails. You at home, if you want to do that right now, have a little fun, see if you can guess with me. So I'm going to flip this. I flip it, and it's heads. Right now, you've probably lost half of your crowd as they've all sat down. What do? We do it again. Heads or tails. Again, heads, tails. You're going to basically play this game. Really, it seems like it would take a long time, but usually 6 or 7 flips get you to the end. If you're doing this in a non-COVID socially distanced situation, what I would encourage you to do is when you get down to like 6 or 7 people, bring them out to the dance floor and have them stand on different sides of the dance floor. So you could say heads on this side, tails over here. And then if you get down to the last 2 people, and I like to do this a lot, and you can even do this while they're standing at their tables. You say if you think it's going to be heads and you've got 2 people left, they put both hands on their heads. This is where you get to show off some of your MC skills. You walk up to one of the people and say, I'm going to ask you a question. If I like your answer, you get to stay heads. If I don't, you're going to have to be tails. And then ask any question. Be your favorite baseball team. I'm a Yankee fan, so if I walk up to somebody and I say, what's your favorite baseball team? And they say the Boston Red Sox, I'm going to say, sorry, I hate that answer, you're going to be tails. Did I say it's fair? No, but you're making up the rules, so we're having fun with this. So again, you flip it, you find your winner. Here's a really cool story about this game. You don't have to play it just once. I had a party where they had 10 Jersey Mike subs as prizes. I played this game 10 times in a row, with everybody in the room absolutely enthusiastically playing every single game. I probably could have done it 20 or 30 more times, but that's all I did. Anyway, this game is also great if you have one prize, just one big prize, and you don't know how to give it away. This game is so easy and so fun, and people will think you're a genius. So that's it for heads or tails. Here's the next game. Alright, so this next couple games are list games, and these kind of games are also really great for social distancing. This first game is called the Jinx Challenge. And if you've ever, I think they did this on Fallon, basically if you've ever said something at the same time as somebody else, and both of you say Jinx, you have a nice little laugh out of it. Well, this is an actual game. I showed this at my seminar a few years ago, and I'm bringing it back for this. So what you're going to do, usually in a non-socially distanced world, I would have people either put their hands up against each other or have them put their fists against each other. I would give them a subject, count to 3, and then as soon as I say 3, have them say the first thing that comes to mind. However, the world being the way it is, I highly suggest what you have people do is hold one finger on their head, staring into the eyes of their partner. And so it's going to be something like this. You have their hands like this, and you say, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, say the first thing that comes out of it. So, hand here, 1, 2, 3. Name one of the 7 dwarves. 1, 2, 3. If somebody doesn't answer, they get 1 shot. If they do it again, they're out. So hopefully, you might want to be nice to them. One of them says grumpy, one of them says sneezy. Give them another shot, but they can't use either grumpy or sneezy. So they do it again. Think about all the things that you can do this with. What's your favorite pizza topping? 1, 2, 3. Name a Major League Baseball team. Name a breakfast cereal. You can kind of get it. I've got a list full of these things, and it's a lot of fun. It's something you can play in a very socially distanced way, and people can stay at their tables. Again, you look like a rock star. This game I made up about 7 years ago. It's called Weird Laws. Oddly enough, there are some laws that are still on the books that are just ridiculous. You can't believe that no one's ever taken them off, but they do exist. As a special Jersey treat, because I am from New Jersey for most of my life, I made a version of this with 3 answers, but for the part of this seminar, I'm just going to give you the 2. It's basically a true or false question. I'm going to give you a law, And all you're going to tell me is that if it's true, it could be true anywhere in the country, or did I make it up? So I'm going to take my glasses out so I can read this. Okay, you ready? This one's for you. It is illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church. Did I make that up? Or is it true? So true or false? Either true, it's actually a law, or false, I made it up. What do you think? If you said true, you are correct. That is actually a law that's on the books in Alabama. Let's try a couple more. Donkeys cannot sleep in bathtubs. Is that a law somewhere? Or did I make it up? It's actually a law. It's a law. It's in Arizona. Is this a law? You may not make inappropriate sign language to the deaf. Did I make that up? Or is it a law? I made it up. It's false. So, believe it or not, if you want to play this game a little bit more, I'm happy to send you the list. But you can actually create this list yourself. There's a website called www.dumblaws.com. That's where I got all of these. I said that one version of it includes Jersey to give people a third option when I used to play in Jersey. I created this game as a theme. If you've ever been to any of my seminars, I love creating themes for certain people. Sometimes people ask me to create a game, and I created this weird laws game for two lawyers who had a birthday party. The husband and wife just happened to celebrate birthdays a week apart, and all their lawyer friends were there, and I created this game, and it was really fun screwing with a bunch of lawyers, seeing if they knew the letter of the law. They're arguing and having all kinds of discussions with it. It actually turned out to be really fun. But playing this game in New Jersey, I actually found dumb laws in New Jersey, so it would either be in the US, in New Jersey, or I made it up. The reason I'm telling you this is because if you do this yourself, you can look up your own state at www.dumblaws.com, and you can have that third option as well. It works, it's great, and people have a lot of fun with it. Some of these laws are just unbelievable. I'll give you one more. In Maryland, it is illegal to take a mountain lion into a movie theater. That's actually on the books. There's a lot of crazy ones in there. Another thing I want to talk to you about is trivia. This seems a little obvious, but I don't know why people don't take more advantage of it. Think about all the different kinds of trivia you can play. You can play 80s trivia, you could do 90s trivia, you can do 70s trivia, movie trivia, TV trivia, sports trivia. The list is endless. If you have a birthday party or a mitzvah or even a wedding, you can play guest of honor trivia and ask everybody, ask for the guest of honor to give them some trivia about them. What's their favorite color? What's their favorite food? What's their, if they could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would it be? It's little things like this that show your MC skills off and give people a chance to be involved and entertained. Here's a great 80s question. Exactly how much power does it take for the DeLorean to go back in time and Back to the Future? The answer? You either know it or you don't. It's 1.21 gigawatts. So right there is a great way to spend some time as well doing trivia. So right now, I told you I have some special guests, and I'd like to bring the first one out and show him to you. This is my really good friend, Mike Olivers. He is from LB Entertainment in the Hudson Valley area of New York City. You might recognize him as my co-host for the Entertainer of the Year competition and the Monday Night Kickoff. He has also been in almost every single one of my game seminars, so I gotta have him be a part of this. And he's gonna show you a couple great games right now.
Thanks a lot, Jake. Mike Olivers here, everybody, in Washingtonville, New York for LB Entertainment. I'm super excited to share two great games with everybody that are not only fun and interactive, but will help out with those social distancing rules you might have and to provide something unique and different for your repertoire. The first game I want to talk about is called Sit Down If. This is a game that will use everybody, all the guests at your event who are in attendance, and it doesn't require any props, any real prep time. The only thing that all of your guests will need to do to participate is to stand up. Now, once all of your guests have stood up around the room at their tables, you're going to ask guests to sit down based on different questions you're going to read aloud to the group. So a very simple one might be, sit down if your birthday lands on an even numbered day. More than likely, you're going to get about half the crowd to sit down already. Another question you might ask is, sit down if you ate McDonald's in the last week. You'd be surprised how many people eat fast food every week. Then another question you might ask might be something like, sit down if you have an active library card. And you'd be surprised how many people don't have library cards nowadays. You keep doing this with a variety of different questions. You can be as creative and as unique as you want, or as simple and as basic with these questions. You can even have a little fun with some innuendo and some wink with some of the questions if you've got the right crowd. Now, when you get down to the last 10 to 8 people that are playing the game, you're going to want to start choosing things that are a little more specific to the guests in attendance. But you don't want to let on that that's how you're doing it. You might say something like, if you're wearing red, sit down. But you don't want to be eyeballing the guests wearing red on their fashion at that night when you do it. You might also ask, hey, sit down if you wear glasses. And anyone that's got glasses on their face, it's pretty hard for them to not sit down. You just keep doing this until you have one final person left, and that's your winner. What's really cool and really neat is if you're in a place or an environment where you are allowed to dance and you're allowed to get up and participate a little more, you can do a variant of this game where everyone starts while they're seated and call stand up if. And you can progressively do this until you have everyone in the room standing up. So, sit down if, super simple, super easy, and I'm going to make sure that Jake has available for people to get a copy of all the questions I use when I play that game, and you can get started this weekend. The other game I want to show you or explain to you is a variant of sit down if that's from my great friend Mark Bruniason up in the Lake George area with allwedoisepic.com. His game is called Easy Money, and it has the concept of everybody standing up and participating, but someone's going to go home with some money at the end of the game. You're going to ask everybody in attendance to take out any currency, any dollar bill that they might have in their pocket. It can be a single, a $5 bill, a $10 bill, a $20, $50, hey, and if they're balling, even $100. Once each guest has one single piece of paper U.S. currency out in front of them, you're going to ask people to sit down and get eliminated based on identifying features on the bill. There's lots of unique things that a lot of us don't notice that are there on the bills. The first thing you're going to ask people to do that are holding the money out is if their serial number starts with the letters M through Y. So if the first letter of the serial number is an M all the way through Y in the alphabet, they're out. And those people are going to actually take their money, put it back in their pocket, and sit down, and they're out, and they didn't lose anything. The next group of people that are still standing and participating, you're going to ask them to turn the bill over to the back. And on the back, in the bottom right corner of the bill, there's a teeny tiny, almost microscopic little number. It's not microscopic, but it is very small. And you're going to ask the guests to look at that number. If their number on their bill is 100 or higher, those people fold up the bill, put it in their pocket, and they're out. You should have a collection of people still standing and playing. And what those people that are in the game still, with their dollar bills or their fives or their tens out, they're now risking that money to try to win the entire pot of everyone still playing. And here's how it happens. You're going to ask everyone to look at their serial number again. And if the first 2 digits of their serial numbers are letters, they have 2 letters at the beginning of their serial number, you're going to ask to collect those bills, and those people are now out. Now, if you're worried about social distancing and having people come up to you, you can place like a basket or something in the middle of the room where they can come up and drop the money into the basket. But anyone with 2 letters at the beginning of the serial number, they're out, and their money needs to go into the pot. And there's a reason that I said 2 serial numbers, which I'll explain at the end. The next part, this is where you're going to eliminate everybody else that's still playing. You're going to ask them to look at the last 4 digits of the serial number. And you're just going to choose the highest number. They don't have to add it if you don't want to do it that way. What I do is whoever's got the highest four-digit number at the end of the serial number wins the game. So if the last four digits are 9999, they're probably going to win the game. And anyone with a number below that, 1325 or 0002, those people would turn their dollars into the basket. And again, the person with the highest four-digit number at the end, they win the entire pot. Now here's the trick that you don't want to tell the guests and you want to know for your own knowledge and useless trivia. The reason that you're going to ask people with a two-letter serial number at the beginning to share or to turn in their dollar bills and get eliminated is because all U.S. currency in the United States that is above a single dollar has two letters in the serial number. Go check your 5s, your 10s, your 20s, your 50s, your 100s. All those bills have two letters at the beginning of the serial number. Single dollar bills only have one letter at the beginning of the serial number. So by doing this and asking the two-letter serial numbers to put their money in the pot and get eliminated, you're guaranteed to have all the largest bills in the game and really boost your pot up. But it's that simple. It's just looking at identifying features on a dollar bill, eliminating people based on those numbers or letter combinations, and then someone gets to go home with some cool hard cash at the end of the game. So best of luck, everybody out there. Keep coming up with some great creative ideas. If you want more game ideas from me or want to share some ideas you may have, feel free to email me at mike@partywithlb.com. That's mike@partywithlb.com. Thanks a lot. Stay safe. Can't wait to see you guys real soon.
This next game is called the Cell Phone Game. It was created by a brilliant friend of mine by the name of Mark Berniasen, who owns All We Do Is Epic Entertainment in upstate New York. Mark actually played this game at, he won the Runner-Up DJ of the Year and Game of the Year in 2015. And it's kind of funny because our last presenter, Michael Leveris, had shown the game that he did for you called Sit Down If, and Mark was inspired by that game. Wound up being in the competition with Mike and beating him with the game I'm about to show you right now, which is the cell phone game. Here's what's awesome about the cell phone game is that pretty much everyone in the room will have one of these, which makes it really awesome. So what you're going to have everybody do is you're going to have everybody stand up and take out their cell phones. So once they've done that, you're going to have them make sure that it's on, and you're going to have them get through any security that they might have on the phone. So if they have a security code, have them put it on until they get to their home screen. And once they've gotten to their home screen, where they have all the icons, there's usually that picture in the background of what they have on their screen. And now you're going to start eliminating them. So the question is, okay, take a look at your home screen. If you have a picture of your spouse or significant other, sit down. Everybody with that on their screen sits down. If you have a picture of a favorite sports team, sit down. If you have a picture of your dog, your cat, some kind of pet that you love, a goldfish, sit down. If you are too lazy to change the background that came with the phone, sit down. You kind of get what I'm going with, don't you? Believe it or not, I probably eliminated most of you just doing this right now. Just by naming these few things. If you have a picture of something in nature, a mountain, a river, a stream, a beach, sit down. Think of all the cool things you can think of with this. And what happens is once you get to the last few people, and believe it or not, after you kill off all of these big things, you're going to be left with a few people, and here's where it gets really fun. You have them open the photo app on their phone. Gallery, I have on my Samsung, it's called the Gallery, and you open it up, and there's a number that tells you how many pictures are in the gallery. And you can do this, you can make the winner whoever has the most pictures in their gallery, or you can have whoever has the least. If you have two prizes, you can do whoever has the most and whoever has the least, and have everybody else sit down. So let's say you start off, okay, who got 500 pictures on their phone? Who's got more than 500? If you don't have more than 500, you're out. Who's got more than 1,000? You don't have 1,000, sit down. And once you get to the last few, you can just say, well, how many do you have on yours? How many do you have on yours? There you go. You've got your winner. A great game, so simple and so fun. People think you're a genius for playing it. trust me, I've played it so many times, and every time I play it, I'm like, thank you, Mark Bernisen. What a cool game. I'm going to show you another game of his in just a few minutes, but I want to show you another game. I don't have any sound effects. I don't have any DJ equipment down here. This is actually a trivia game, but what's a little different about this particular trivia game is that it uses arcade sound effects. These are so easy to get online. It's not funny how easy it is, but what I like to do is I like to get the mix, all those 80s and early 90s sound effects, Galaxian, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Dig Dug, Frogger, Burger Time, you name it. And you split the room into two halves, and you have a person from each team raise their hands. So basically what you would do is you'd play a sound sample, either a part of the game, the playability, or maybe the opening theme song of it. And if somebody gets it, they put their hand up. They answer the question. If they get it right, they get a point. If they get it wrong, their team loses a point. It's a lot of fun to play, especially when I can do this. If I have a mixed crowd, like at a mitzvah, I'll make it adults versus kids. And it's really fun because it's the first game that, adults can really beat kids at. Most adults, when they hear the sound effects for asteroids or space invaders, adults jump on that stuff so fast. But I would also put in ones for kids. I put in the music from Minecraft or Fortnite or Wii Sports or other good ones the kids will grab really fast. Either way, you split the field and do it that way. Right now, I have my next special guest, and his name is Todd Moffrey. Tom Moffrey has been in the Entertainer of the Year competition. He's been in the DJ of the Year competition. He's absolutely awesome. I hope you enjoy his games.
Hey everybody, how you doing? DJ Todd Moffrey here from Party with Todd Entertainment. I want to first of all thank Jake for inviting me to record a couple of quick games for you. So we're going to get right into things. We're going to try and keep this short and sweet. Just know that typically I would do 10 slides for each topic. And but in the interest of time, we're going to be brief here because we got a lot to go over. So something great about these games can be done just about anywhere. I do them at weddings where dancing is not allowed, bar and bat mitzvahs where dancing is not allowed. We've also done just game parties where all the guests are socially distant. They're at their tables, but they still want to have fun. And we can do a couple hours. This is just part of that. And hopefully you get some ideas that you can bring to yourself, bring them up to the bars, bring them out to some of your parties. The first one, a logo game, the logo game. What we do with this is we give you a portion of the logo and then reveal a little more each time until the whole logo is revealed. So we also like to throw in a few that might be a little bit tricky. We go ahead, show the next one. Now people are guessing NBC, ABC, when in fact it is actually the BBC. There's also usually a lot of music playing in the background, so we've got the music going on, we're on the microphone, I'm on the microphone, and again, we throw in a couple of tricky ones as well. People think this one's Target. It's actually Beats Audio. That's logo trivia. Like I was saying, we'll do 10 different logos for that round, and then we'll change it up. Our next game is Movie Star Mania. What we've done is we used a program to go ahead in here and give it these little blocks, and then we'll go ahead and remove a whole bunch of those blocks, and then reveal it a little by adding those blocks back in. Here we go, and that's Miss Holly Berry. Now we also, down here, can go ahead and give them some clues. This actor was born 17 August 1943. Another clue, another clue. We're revealing more of the picture. Usually they should have it guessed by now, and the answer appears down there, Mr. Robert De Niro. Now at this slide, where before we were only having one clue, you're going to see a whole list of clues come down. So we're just going to go through, and as we reveal this, we go ahead and add another clue, and then the answer at the end. So that was Movie Star Mania. This is album cover trivia. This should be really good. And like I was saying before, you can make this as easy or as difficult as you want it to be. For the album covers, we picked really recognizable covers that you should be able to get pretty much right off the rip. But you can use some of that same group, but maybe one of their older albums that is not really that well known. So there's a lot of different ways to make it a challenge. boom, right here. You should be able to see that. If not, we'll give you this. We've also removed the name of the group and the album until the very end. In this case, it's the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's. So here's our next one. Again, the application that we used, go ahead and it like crystallizes all the colors in there. And then we reveal the answer at the end. This one is Eagles Hotel California. Our last one for all you rockers out there. Get a quick look. Boom. We got this picture, was really cool because the album information was already removed. So we just have the picture. And then at the end, we reveal the answer. Now we go negative to positive. This is, we just took a picture and we made it a negative. And we're going ahead and we're giving those clues right over here. In this case, it's Tom Cruise. We'll go ahead and give them 3 clues on this one, reveal the answer. And once again, I just want to reiterate that these were very recognizable. So you can do a lot of different, you can do pretty much anybody you want. You can do comedians or actors and actresses or singers or things like that. You know, we change up where we put the wording just to get them to look at a different place so it's not as boring for them. So like I said, each game has 10 subjects, and there's multiple slides on some of them per subject, like with all of them that you saw. They're really easy. If you want that logo trivia game, just go ahead and email me, games@partywithtodd.com. If you have any questions about a game or you're looking for some ideas, let me know. I have hundreds of ideas for these, and we're trying to make them as fast as we can. So email me, I'll get you out that logo trivia, and if you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks a bunch, folks. Have a great one. Peace.
So that was my buddy Todd Moffrey from Party with Todd. Todd's an absolutely incredible game player, and I just enjoy watching all the things that he does. He's a spectacular performer. Thanks for that, Todd. And I'd like to expand on what Todd just did on his PowerPoint presentations. Yeah, it's a little more to set up, but it's something really, you know, that shows your clients that you're really going all out for them. Another game that I do on PowerPoint, that I'm just going to have to explain to you, is if we've all seen all the memes on Facebook and on the internet and your emails, you're always getting memes. What I like to do, especially if I'm doing a party with family, is I like to take pictures of the people at the family, or take some pictures that people haven't seen a million times, and basically you make each table at the party create the caption for it. So you have the big screen, you project up on the screen your picture, and then you give them 60 seconds to come up with a meme for it. And when they do, you select one person at each table, and they stand up, and they announce what their meme is for that. Now, if you're by yourself, you have to be the judge. But if you have an assistant, you can make them the judge. If you don't want to do that, you can, delegate certain people to be the judges. Either way, it's always just to have fun. Sometimes you get some really amazing laughs out of it. I'm going to come back to Mark Berniazen again from All We Do Is Epic Entertainment, and I'm going to describe a game that I've never played because he just gave it to me. I saw him play this, and it completely slipped my mind until him and I talked about it. And it's another one of his incredibly simple games. It's called the credit card game, simply enough. Most people have a credit card or a debit card on them, so you have them take out their credit card and their debit card, and then you can do any number of things. I got to put my glasses on because this is really small print. But on the card front, you can have people add up all the numbers on the front. There's 16 numbers usually on the front of a card, and whoever has that highest number or that lowest number, you can make them the winner. You can make it seem, if there's a certain total you're looking for, you can look for that. You can see if anybody has 4 of any one number in a row. You can pick a number that's random and see if anybody has that. You can actually see if somebody's got a non-chip card. You can see if it was issued by a local bank or have maybe a Visa logo. You can make the winner somebody with the word community on it, or you can, kick them out on it, or the word trust. You can have it by the expiration date or year or month. On the back, there's more places to play. 3-digit code can add up totaling between 0 and 27. Again, you can have the highest number. Is your card not signed? How many phone numbers are on the back? Is there a website address on the back? Think of all the games you can play just by somebody taking out their credit card. Mark, you're a genius once again. It's another simple game to play, and all you have to do is take out a credit card or a debit card to play it. Which brings me now to my final game of my seminar. I hope you guys have enjoyed all this. If there are young ones in the room right now, you might want to ask them, you might want to either turn the volume off or send them away for a few seconds. This game is for adults only. This is an adult party game. Once in a while you get that, you get people wanting to do something with adults. This game is called Dirty Town. For those of you who are unaware, the place that I moved to in Georgia is a town called Cumming, which sounds, yes, it's spelled just like the porn name. I've been on vacation in Pennsylvania to a place called Intercourse, Pennsylvania, where all the Amish are, and I had this, because my mind is weird, I started to wonder how many of these towns are out there. Could there be more towns like this in the world? Man, it turns out there's a bunch of them. I'm only going to give you a few examples, but I'll be happy to give you the list if any of you want this. But like I said, if you got any kids around, turn it off right now. This is another true or false game. So, are you ready? Is there a town anywhere in the world called Pussy Creek? True or false? If you answered false, you're wrong. It's actually true. It is a town in Ohio. Next one, Spread Eagle. Is there a town somewhere called Spread Eagle? Why, yes there is. There's one in Wisconsin. I know what you're thinking. Am I going to fake one now? Is there a town called Dildo? Think about it. Yes, there is. In Newfoundland. Is there a town somewhere? Is there a town somewhere called Money Shot? No, I made that one up. So, is there a Climax? Yes, there is. In Michigan. Is there a town called Horny Town? Yes, there is, in North Carolina. You kind of get this, right? Like I said, it's a game for adults only, but it's a lot of fun. I've had some really great parties with this, and, you know, it's all about, as always, having fun with your guests. So, that's my game seminar. In a second here, I'm going to put up my email address. If you have any questions, or if you'd like a copy of some of these lists and stuff, please feel free. I'm always happy to answer any questions. And that's all my time. Thank you, DJ Times, for helping me. And I hope all of you are making the best of the current situation. I can't wait to see all of you again at DJ Times in 2021. And if I may take one more moment, if you or someone you know is interested in being in the Entertainer of the Year competition for the year 2021, you want to send me an email, send an email to eotycontest@gmail.com. And what I would want you to put is a headshot, some information about yourself, what company, and basically what you're going to do. What is it you want to do? Is it a game? Is it a dance? Is it something else? Basically, it's your proposal, and we will check it out. If you've got some video, that's even more fantastic. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. Mike and I can't wait to see you for the Entertainer of the Year competition in 2021. You can only imagine how epic it's going to be. And anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Have an awesome time playing these wonderful games. So long, everyone.